Well, of course, the 2015 agenda is huge, but I think what we want is to make sure that gender equality is seen as one of the underlying values and achievements that's needed in order to have a new society that we would want. And it's not so much any particular issue of gender equality, but really the understanding that without gender equality, you don't really have development, you don't really have human rights. And that's what I hope the 2015 agenda would say, that gender equality is crucial to the progress of the human species in the future.
That's a big question. I think we have to see, we need a substantive discussion of how to integrate feminist analysis into each of the areas that are emerging. So what those areas are is less clear to us. For example, the Sustainable Development Goals, the reason why they were not articulated with specific issues in Rio is because it's hugely contentious, and we can't tilt too heavily to the side of environment without balancing the economic and the social. So how do you keep that balance of all three issues and the integration of all three while seeing gender integrated through them? It's a challenging discussion. I'm not sure whether we have an independent standalone goal on gender equality, or we see it as integrated across, or do we see both? That's a substantive discussion I think we need to engage with and really sort of think through very concretely.
I think that's a very, very difficult question. Many civil society organizations, while recognizing the strategic value of having one goal on gender equality, also recognize the limitations of having one goal on gender equality, especially given the fact that we live complex, complicated lives, we as women. And it's difficult to isolate in any society one specific issue which could be embodied in one goal. But as has been articulated in this meeting, it seems that there's a lot of political will for looking at the complexities of women's lives, for identifying certain things that are priorities for us, and seeing how we can bring those to all of the discussions on the post-2015 agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals.
One of the main things that has come out of the meeting that we're going to be working more closely with our women is how they can engage with their UN Women offices on the ground and take part more strongly in these consultative meetings and opportunities. We really want the voice of grassroots women to be heard throughout this process, and we think it's really important that all the organizations represented from civil society as well as UN Women and throughout the UN network really make a priority to have grassroots women's voice as a major part of these consultations.